Welcome to the world of YouTube. It doesn't matter if you're a fitness channel, a cooking channel, or a gaming channel. Every single creator is here with a similar goal. They're all in a rush to grow. Some of those creators have already cracked the code, and some of them have not. Fortunately for you, there are some super easy solutions to what you might be encountering as some of the most repetitive issues that you're coming across in your content creation journey. From having low views to getting copyright claims, there's just so many hurdles that creators go through. We've experienced some ourselves. But today I wanted to share 3 different fixes that can help get you over those hurdles and hopefully back on track. And let's start with the number one problem that creators come to us with in the first place, and that is having a low click-through rate, or to put it in other words, having low views. Let's break this down by starting with why things might be a bit slow on your channel when you're first starting out. You see, as a smaller channel, YouTube doesn't quite know who you are yet. As such, they don't know who to recommend your content to. The other problem, of course, is that people themselves don't know who the heck you are yet unless you're kind of coming in as an established brand or celebrity. So nobody is looking for you specifically, but let's imagine that you want to create a video, hypothetically, about saving $10,000 a year. Well, it turns out at the very same time, Graham Stephan is also making a video about how to save $10,000 a year. He's familiar in this space, and viewers probably know who he is and what he's all about because he's been at it for so long. So if both of you show up to the table with the exact same video posted at the exact same time with the exact same title, who do you think is going to win the click? It's Graham Stephan. They're going to click on Graham Stephan's video. Whoa, oh, really? No way.
Dang it.
Ah, shoot. Crap. I knew it. So now, even though you've made a perfectly competent video, you're getting less views, and your goal was to have your video clicked on, not his. This results in having a low click-through rate, which means somebody sees your video, but they don't click on it. And then, of course, the people who actually do give this video a chance and click on it, how long are they watching? Because that metric is your average view duration. And if people are not sticking around after the first few seconds of your video, you're going to have a very bad average view duration, which means YouTube is not going to surface your brand new video as much. So naturally, this video will fall into obscurity, but here's the thing. I do not want you to start by obsessing over these metrics. I want you to get into the habit now, early in your journey, of using data to support making decisions for future videos and not using data to fall into a pit of depression. I speak from experience, this is incredibly hard not to do. When I have a video that I post that goes live and it's clear that it's not doing well, here's what I'm supposed to do. If I have something available, I can try changing the title and even the thumbnail. After that though, the best thing I can do is step back and wait a few hours or even a few days to see where that video finally lands. Sometimes changing the title and thumbnail actually works for us. It's right about at this point we changed the title for this video to something more searchable, and even though it's not a very dramatic spike, that video was getting double the views than it was before. So that slight improvement counts for quite a bit in this case, and fortunately we had extra thumbnails on deck for that video, so we could switch it out quickly. But most creators don't have that, and so the best course of action would be to just learn from the data and implement for your next video. And when you do that, you always want to go into making that next thumbnail with one question in mind. How can I make this thumbnail stand out? And spoiler alert, it's not by adding a whole bunch of random elements to it. In fact, the more complex your thumbnails are, the more time a viewer needs to process the information, and the more likely they are to keep kind of scrolling away. And then the title, think of it as kind of a teaser. Write it as maybe a sneak peek into this world that you've created. Can you make your titles concise yet irresistible? And does your title complement your thumbnail? And another pro tip for changing titles, you can always start with a title that's really interesting and juicy and dramatic, and then after it gets that initial surge of views, you can do something we do all the time, which is revert the title to something that's more searchable so the video can kind of live on in another section of YouTube, that is search. Another challenge that smaller creators face is copyright claims, especially as it pertains to audio. And this is one everyone should be thinking about because I'm sure you probably understand the importance of using audio to set the right tone in your videos. But using even 5 seconds of a mainstream song, for example, is a great way to earn yourself a copyright claim on your video. What makes this more frustrating though is that sometimes you'll find music on YouTube itself, and in the description it'll say that this music is copyright free and you could totally use it in your videos. Here's the thing though, unless that video provides a very specific license that you can read into and understand, there's a good chance that they don't actually have the rights to that music, and therefore you can still get copyright claimed. So of course, one place you can go is the YouTube audio library, which is full of music and sound effects that are safe to use in your videos. Their playlist though is fine, but it's not very sexy, and you've probably heard these songs in a lot of videos because there's not a huge selection and everybody's using it. We like to tell creators not to invest in the most high-end gear for their channels, but when it comes to investing in your channel, one thing that you should do is invest in solid tools that can help your channel. That is where our sponsor Epidemic Sound comes in. If you haven't signed up with Epidemic Sound already, you are missing out. For 4 years now, Epidemic Sound has been our go-to source for all of our sound tracking needs, with a catalog including over 40,000 tracks and 90,000 sound effects that 100% guarantee you avoid any copyright strikes. You can get your pick from any genre, and also, this is the cool part, you can download exactly what you need from each track. Obviously, to help you guys get started, we got you a massive discount if you use the link in the description below. And it's literally that simple. This is how so many channels on YouTube have really exciting sound effects and audio without getting themselves into any kind of copyright trouble. So please use Epidemic Sound. Stop worrying about making content that is going to get you copyright claims and strikes and potentially demonetized on YouTube. Now, next we need to talk about engagement, because if you're a small channel trying to get seen, you need to use every opportunity that you have at your disposal. So the YouTube algorithm leverages engagement data to understand how good in terms of quality your content actually is. When we say engagement, we're referring to the level of interaction your videos get with viewers. So comments, likes, shares, and the overall time someone spends watching your video. Channels with higher engagement are more likely to be spread around to a wider audience. And this of course creates a snowball effect because it leads to even more visibility and growth on the platform. On the other hand, channels with low engagement might struggle quite a bit to get more views and grow in general. And just a side note, I did say channels with lower engagement, but just know that the next time you upload a video, if you keep engagement in mind, that video has a chance to gain that traction you want it to have, even if you've never experienced that before. That is to say, your old content is not slowing down your future content. And here's another secret that big YouTube channels are using in their video scripts to increase engagement. They take an active role in building a community around their channel. By catering to a viewer's interest, it's a lot easier to encourage people to leave those comments, ask and answer questions, and engage with the video. And this should be pretty easy because when you create a YouTube channel, ideally, you are sharing your interest with like-minded people. So one thing you could do is leave a comment right now and let us know how many subscribers your YouTube channel currently has. And I chose that specific question because it relates to the reason you're probably watching this video right now. You're trying to get more subscribers. If you're watching a cooking creator share a recipe for some kind of awesome dinner, one thing they could ask the people in the comments of that video is to share what dessert they think would pair really well with this dish. Planning questions like that ahead of time in your script is a really easy way to start driving that engagement. And that's the thing, sometimes it takes really little changes to see very big impacts on YouTube. So instead of criticizing yourself, or maybe YouTube for not doing enough for you, or re-recording your entire video, maybe take a step back. What was your thumbnail like? How was the intro of your video? What was the first 30 seconds like? What can you do to improve? Start small though. Take just one thing that we've discussed here today and add it to your workflow when creating your next video. And if you're looking for even more YouTube growth tips, check out this video right here.